So what comes to mind when you hear the words the most dangerous jobs in Canada? A policeman, a firefighter, or maybe even an RCMP? You'll be surprised to know that although these jobs pose real danger, none of them made it to our list today. Canada is home to a diverse workforce, with immigrants playing a significant role in various industries. But unfortunately, some jobs come with higher risk, impacting immigrant workers directly. Today I'm going to share with you, in no particular order, the top 10 most dangerous jobs for immigrants in Canada. These are jobs that can be part-time or full-time, and anybody new to the country can get into with proper training. The purpose of this video is not to scare you or create a stigma to these professions, but just to exercise some extra caution and safety. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ryan, and this channel is all about helping immigrants get ahead in life. And without further ado, let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10 is trash and recycling collectors. In Canada, there are approximately 35,000 trash collectors. Although automation and technology makes this profession a lot safer, it still poses some danger that can be a cause for injury and even death. And the most common cause of death on the job is being struck by drivers failing to slow down when passing a garbage truck, and risk for infections such as tetanus and hepatitis due to the trash they are exposed to. Number 9 on our list is logging. The logging industry is an $11.9 billion a year industry. The Canadian forest sector is an important contributor to Canada's economy, and this sector provides income for local workers in 2,400 communities and supports more than 300 forest-reliant communities. Canada's forests play an essential role in the economy and the lives of Canadians, including immigrants. Immigrant workers in logging deal with risk related to falling trees, equipment mishaps, and remote working conditions. Progressing to number 8 is mining. In Canada, mining contributes to the livelihood of many families and communities. It helps boost our economy. We also constantly use a lot of products and technologies that originate from the Earth's mineral resources. There won't be any light bulbs, microwave ovens, or even computer monitors without mining. From diamonds in the Northwest Territories to coal in British Columbia to uranium in Saskatchewan, more than 1,200 mining operations are located throughout the country and in almost every province and territory. The industry employs more than 400,000 workers in mineral extraction, smelting, fabrication, and manufacturing. For those who work in our diverse mining environments, hazards are an everyday, constant reality of the jobs they do. Immigrant workers employed in mining face dangers such as cave-ins, exposure to hazardous materials, and equipment accidents. One of the biggest mining disasters recorded in Canadian history was the Hillcrest mine disaster that happened in Hillcrest, Alberta back in June 19, 1914. 237 men went to work at 7 a.m. and an explosion ripped through the tunnels, including the main entrance to the mine, at around 9:30 a.m. Only 48 out of the 237 men were rescued, and many of them suffered the effects of toxic gases. Of the 189 victims of the disaster, many were immigrants. Although this industry is a lot safer now, we'll still see dangers and fatalities. So if you're thinking of getting into this profession, make sure to exercise caution and take on the necessary trainings and skills seriously. Number 7 is the manufacturing sector. When you work in a manufacturing company, you are usually exposed to hazardous chemicals which can lead to exposure, causing injuries and even deaths. Also, prolonged exposure to chemicals can cause disease and illness that can lead to fatalities. Immigrant workers also often handle heavy machinery, facing risks like workplace accidents and repetitive strain injuries. It's easier to get a job in manufacturing as an immigrant. There's not a lot of certifications or specialized skills or diploma needed. Most of my immigrant friends work in this sector, and they would sometimes share stories of safety and health, so I know that the risk is real. Do you find this video valuable so far? If you do, check out my other video about the top 10 highest paying jobs in Canada for immigrants. I'm sure you will like that one too. And don't forget to subscribe and like this channel so that you can have first access to videos that can help you get ahead in life as an immigrant. At number 6 is truck drivers. This profession is not only very risky to truck driver, but also to other drivers and pedestrians sharing the roads. While some trucking accidents are caused by truck driver error, others are caused by negligence made by other drivers on the road. Many truck driving accidents are caused by drivers of motor vehicles who do not take proper consideration for the large truck they are sharing the road with. These trucks can sometimes weigh up to 80,000 pounds, especially when they are hauling extremely large and heavy loads, so they need enough distance and time to stop. In the event of the trucking accident, the passenger or driver on the other vehicle is almost always the individual who suffers a life-changing injury or fatality. The Canadian Immigration and Labor Market Research Initiative has reported that the transportation industry poses risk for immigrant workers, particularly in truck driving, involving long hours on the road leading to fatigue-related accidents. Next on our list is roofing. Roofers work from elevated levels, and falls from these heights are responsible for serious, long-term injuries and are a leading cause of death on construction sites. Immigrant workers in roofing face risk from falls, heat exposure, and physical strain due to the demanding nature of the job. Avoiding the risk of falling requires safety diligence by both workers and employers. Moving on to number 4, we have farming. According to the latest Canadian Agriculture Injury Reporting findings, from 1990 to 2020, there were 2,814 agriculture-related fatalities in Canada, an average of 91 deaths each year. Farm machinery, rollovers, and runovers remain the top 2 mechanisms of injury for agriculture and farming. But there are other hazards that many aren't as aware of, such as drownings. Farmers are full of dugouts and manure pits and stock tanks, and these are all drowning hazards. Immigrants contribute significantly to Canada's agriculture sector, yet they encounter dangers like exposure to chemicals, heavy machinery accidents, and strenuous work conditions. Coming in at number 3 is fishing. From 2011 to 2019, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada conducted 30 commercial fishing-related investigations, and during that period, TSB recorded 91 fishing-related fatalities resulting from 66 fishing accidents. The most common reasons for fatalities were falling overboard and problems with vessel stability. Immigrant workers in this industry face perilous conditions at sea, risking their lives during adverse weather, vessel accidents, and heavy lifting tasks. Number 2 on our list is the oil and gas extraction. Working in an oil field can be a lucrative profession. However, this is very dangerous work. Unfortunately, oil field accidents and oil rig accidents happen too often, especially after a long shift with improperly serviced equipment. When accidents happen on the oil field, oil rig workers commonly suffer serious injuries leading to death. Even as industry officials and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration work to create safer workplace guidelines, fatalities at oil fields are still increasing. Immigrant workers here confront risk associated with explosions, fires, and exposure to toxic substances. And last on our list is construction. In Canada, there are 1.6 million construction workers reporting to work every day. It's almost impossible not to see one when you are on your way to work. 1 out of 5 workers' deaths are in construction. In fact, there were 627 reported fatalities from the year 2017 to 2019. And this profession continues to be one of the highest causes of fatalities in Canada until now. According to Statistics Canada's Labour Force Survey, immigrant workers often take up physically demanding roles in construction, facing hazards like falls, heavy machinery accidents, and exposure to harmful materials, including electrocution. So all these professions mentioned on the list can offer high pay and great benefits, but it's important to understand and know the risk attached to it. It's more than just the money, my friend. You also need to get back home to your family safe and sound. If you like this video, check my other video about the surprising benefits of being a Canadian citizen. I'm sure you'll like that one too. That concludes our rundown of the top 10 deadliest jobs for immigrants in Canada. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.